In the last couple of years, there's been a lot of discussion in regards to the Disney Plus output of Marvel shows, and whether or not those did hurt the MCU. The answer is obviously yes, so let's get to how and why. The end of 2023 was eye-opening for many people. It showed us that the MCU was not bulletproof when it came to critics and box office. Quantumania underperformed massively compared to Ant-Man 2 and even Ant-Man 1 if you really compare the size and scope of everything. The Marvels, I mean, that's a cautionary tale for Marvel. And on the Disney Plus side of things, well, Secret Invasion was Secret Invasion. And one thing became certain. Disney Plus did hurt the MCU. And if we go back and look at the pattern, we look at the MCU the way it was, there was no TV shows in the MCU because Marvel Studios never acknowledged them. And if you look at the views of those shows, they pale in comparison. The most popular Marvel TV series to release between Avengers and Avengers Endgame was Daredevil. And the amount of people that watched Daredevil compared to the amount of people that watched the lowest earning MCU film at that time, which would be Ant-Man 1, Ant-Man 1 was viewed with an estimated 67% more people. So compare that to something like Avengers Age of Ultron, which made 3 times Ant-Man. That means Age of Ultron was watched with more than 80% of the people that watched Daredevil at its peak. So again, the TV side didn't really matter, and Marvel Studios made sure to let you know TV didn't matter. That all changed in the modern era, where they started to push TV on equal footing, and you saw a lot of people kind of go out there and say the same sentiment. Well, it's all on equal footing, right? So if they're giving us 3-4 films a year and 3 or 4 shows a year, and the shows start to lack in quality and the films start to lack in quality and visual effects because they're spread thin, it becomes a problem. And I think people woke up to it. And Disney Plus did actually hurt the MCU. Now, sure, when Marvel was putting out TV shows, we actually had more TV shows on than the MCU's putting out right now. But again, the messaging was different. The messaging was, those shows don't matter. They stand on their own and Marvel Studios ignores them and never talks about them. The messaging today, or in the last couple years, became the shows are more important and possibly as important as the movies in some cases. And then that becomes a problem because, again, take into consideration the factor of views. Loki is the most watched MCU show to date. You combine that data, it barely beats Daredevil in his views compared to where he was, years ago to where the MCU needs these shows to be. I think Marvel and everybody anticipated, well, clearly, if 60 million people are going to go watch the newest Captain America film, that means 60 million people are going to go watch the brand new Loki or Captain America based TV show. Except that's not the case, and the most popular one tapped out at 10. So there was a problem, and Disney Plus diluted the brand and hurt the perception of Marvel Studios being a event film. Why be an event film where now weekly, 28, 32 weeks a year, you're getting an event TV show? It hurt their marketing strategy and it made the MCU less valuable with perception.